Hi, hello everyone. I'm back after quite I think about a week of not making new content. And this is vlog 11. And today I'm going to be talking about the law of attraction and intentioning. And specifically trying to explain why intentioning doesn't work for many, many people. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. So I'll get into that in a moment, just to tell you what I've been up to. So I've been back at work. I started the lessons yesterday. It's all going great, but I'm very, very busy. Except this is a very important topic because it's a heck of a time waster, and perhaps this video will help reshift everyone's focus a bit. And I really enjoy doing these. I enjoy researching them. I enjoy planning them. It's sort of like really refining my teaching skills and trying to get such big topics into 10 minutes. So I'm seeing this as like good training as a teacher. Anyway, what I've been doing is feeding my old videos that are now from YouTube onto my timeline, sort of three a day. And I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube channel and then put it on Facebook, and hopefully it will be ready to view very soon. Right. I actually wanted to talk about karma today. It's also a furiously important topic. But just synchronicity has led me to this topic. And karma will probably come in as well today, but as it always does, whenever we talk about our reality, karma underpins everything in our universe. But let's talk about a law of attraction. Okay, this is a very misunderstood topic, actually, within the spiritual community. And like everything in our world, it's full of misinformation and deliberately planted disinformation. And so at the end of this vlog, my intention is that you understand why it doesn't really work. Okay, let's go. So many people in the spiritual community spend a lot of time working on their intentions, and I did too. It was sort of like a daily thing until I realized I was kind of wasting my time. So what is an intention? An intention is when you think about, you have a thought, and you visualize it, and you try and put the feeling into a desired outcome as though it has already happened. And then many people sort of just let it go and leave it to the universe to sort out, okay? So intentioning is based on physics, okay? On the law of attraction. This is what the law of attraction is. Our thoughts and our emotions have a certain frequency, okay? They vibrate at a certain speed. And everything, again, is energy. Everything we see around us, including ourselves, is only imagery. What we see is just at the back of our visual cortex in our brain. And with the law of attraction, the frequency that you put out there will attract the same frequency back. Now, this is different from karma, people, which is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. They're both working with energy, but they're quite different topics, okay? Karma is vastly more complicated, which has to do with soul journeys and lessons learned and contracts made with other energies and all of that. Topic for another time. Okay. So before we go into any further into this, let's just talk about the human mind. Right, not the brain. The brain is the physical thing. The mind is much more complicated. You have two parts of it. One is your conscious mind. Pretty simple device, the conscious mind. It doesn't remember a heck of a lot. It doesn't pick up a lot of things. It kind of has memory storage, but sort of dribbles away as we get older. And it is aware of the three-dimensional world around us. That is the conscious mind. It's our awareness of the 3D world. The subconscious mind is just so much bigger in every respect. It remembers everything. Everything I'm seeing in my peripheral vision now is being taken into my subconscious mind. It remembers everything of this life and everything of all my past lives. What it does with these memories is it shifts them up into something called the Akashic Records, which is a repository of every single person's thoughts, feelings, emotions, experience, and everything. It's like a huge library, okay? It shifts those for yourself those experiences and emotions and thoughts up into it. Okay, another thing it does for you is it's kind of like it looks out for you. It protects you. It's like your first chakra, you know, it's very concerned with survival, fight and flight. And from your past lives and all your memories, it draws on those and it sort of goes, no, you're not going to go down that path again because look, you know, what happened this last time. So it creates sort of emotions and perhaps conscious thoughts that steer you in certain directions. Your higher self does that too, by the way. But your subconscious mind is more instinct. That's where our instinct comes from. Another thing that the subconscious mind does is because of its experiences, it holds very deep beliefs about certain things, like that you may not be aware of consciously. For example, like I don't deserve love could be a deeply held belief of the subconscious mind. I'm just going to tell you a little story to illustrate this point. If you go back to one of my vlogs, I think it's 9, I talk about alcohol and addiction. And alcohol is an addiction of mine that I'm trying to sort of get to the bottom of. And I've recently, a few days ago, I did something called a holographic memory resolution, in which my subconscious mind was channeled, and it presented 3 past lives to me that showed me very clearly where the root of this problem lies, okay? And then what happens during this protocol is that a certain process is applied to the subconscious mind, which switches your core beliefs, those deeply held core beliefs, into something else more positive, so that what you give out is a completely different vibration. And my deeply held core belief was, I'm alone and unloved, and there's nothing I can do about it, which is just, I just couldn't believe it when I first heard it. I mean, that's not how I perceive life in this lifetime. I consider myself quite positive, and I'm confident, and I love people, and people love me back. And I thought, my goodness me, that's what's playing out down there, you know? And then as part of the process, I turned it into, I am love, and if I give it out, I will get it back. So now a deeply held core belief of mine has become incredibly positive. Okay, so how do these beliefs, and so I'm going to love everyone, okay? That's what I'm doing now. Even you haters out there, yeah? You know who you are. I'm sending you love. How does it feel? Pretty good, huh? Step over to the other side. You won't regret it. So how do these beliefs come about? Like I said, they're from past life experiences, traumas, that sort of thing. That sort of all accumulate. And then, I'm very sorry. I've got a frog in my throat. That turn into a sort of belief system. What the subconscious mind also does is it draws down on the collective consciousness, the one big thought form that is, we all contribute to it. A bit like the Akashic records, you know, as we're shifting all our experiences up, it sort of comes together as into our one collective consciousness. And perhaps one person has a very positive thought and somebody has a very negative thought. And these sort of balance out, and it's like our zeitgeist. It's like our state of being, the collective consciousness. And now, if your deep subconscious tunes into this and sees that it's not doing really well, and it's not, that affects it. It goes into a sort of shutdown mode and starts creating an internal dialogue within you that you put out vibrationally. And, all right, so what I want to make clear with this is that consciously, when you're intentioning, you might have this idea that you're putting out something, but your subconscious mind is the one in the driving seat, and that's the vibration that goes out, not what's going on up here, okay? One of the reasons why a lot of the time intentioning doesn't work. Right, let's talk about our galactic foes, the Anunnaki. They mess around with us on this front, okay, when it comes to intentioning. Law of attraction, you can't change. It's the physics of the universe. But what do they do to us when we're trying to intention? These beings are psychic. Go back to vlog 10. I talk about the Anunnaki. And they can speak into both our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. They sort of zero in there and start giving us repeating mantras, especially in the deep subconscious, like, I am not good enough, or I don't deserve happiness. I mean, they really down talk, you know, they really get your subconscious, which is not aware that it's being manipulated, to keep repeating these things. And then that shifts up and becomes your driving force, okay? This is what they do to our subconscious mind. They also can mess with our conscious mind, the Anunnaki. And this is when you, oh, it's 10 minutes, I'm almost done. This is, you know, people who hear voices. Yes, it can be a fractured mind that's been traumatized, but a lot of the time it's the Anunnaki whispering into their mind, you know. And the psychiatric world, they just see it as a symptom of schizophrenia, whereas in fact it's quite a lot more, it's bigger than that, and quite a lot more freaky, actually. You know, there are psychotropic drugs that can take away those symptoms, but that doesn't stop them going into your deep subconscious and resetting your energy field into a much more negative one than you imagine. Right. Do you know, nothing in this world is as it appears, people. Don't take anything you're told for granted. Don't even take what I say as a truth. Go and do your own research. It's so important that you convince yourself. The reason we got into the mess we have is we blindly believe what we're told. Very naive of us. Let's get a little bit more streetwise, yeah? So, like, back to intentioning and the law of attraction. So, just to summarize, the law of attraction is a legitimate mechanism, okay? It's real physics. And intentioning is what's driving it. But it's not what we think. Okay, we think we are being all love and light when in fact we're actually doing the opposite. So if intentions aren't working for you, perhaps now you know why. Last thing, before I provide a solution, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. I'm going to tell you how you can help yourself. There's massive infiltration of what's called the New Age community, okay, this love and light community. And it's a deliberate infiltration by the control structure on our earth, and the negative ET alliance comes in, bringing all sorts of disinformation, leading us down all sorts of strange paths that get us nowhere. Only focus on the positive without looking at the negative in the world, called facing our shadow. Okay, they don't want us looking at the negative because we're going to get onto them, aren't we? It's called spiritual bypassing when you're doing what's called inner work. And you're not looking at that aspect because it's a side of us too. And you're not working through that. We're not getting anything done. It's actually part of the pacification program, people. Intentioning. Sorry to tell you this. Don't want to break your illusions here. Better to know than not know. If you want to know more about the pacification program, go and look at vlog. Oh, I can't remember now. I think it's 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. It's called Savior Programming. I talk about the pacification program. Because another thing that it does is we're told all we have to do is imagine what we want, put it out there, and then sit back and do nothing. Huh? We have a 3D physical body. We're supposed to put it into action to realize our dreams and our goals. We've got to get some kinetic energy into this intention. Start taking steps, man. You know, it's not just going to sort it out for you. Get active. Take charge, you know. Speed the whole process along. Because it is a completely legitimate thing. Once you've got this deep subconscious things out of you, and once you realize that you're being messed around with this, the law of attraction is legitimate. So how do you go about helping yourself to be able to use this effectively? Right, there's 2 ways. First of all, you got to get rid of those deep-seated core beliefs. Easier said than done because you can't consciously really think them away. And there are certain ways of dealing with them. One is with hypnotism, but be careful of who your practitioner is. If you're, especially QHHR, that sort of deep subconscious channeling person, does not ask for divine protection first, the chances are that some Anunnaki psychic is going to come in and start feeding some bullshit story through your subconscious that you're going to listen to thinking it's you. Be careful of people who do channeling people, and be careful of messing around with the subconscious, because that's the realm in which the Anunnaki play around, okay? But I can recommend Carl Mollison to you at teamarchangels.com. He does something called holographic memory resolution, in which he channels you through him, and you can hear yourself speak. It's very weird hearing yourself talk, but it's very fascinating. And I had a massive epiphany. Maybe I'll do another blog about it. I'm on my way, it's so great. Another thing is, this is the simple thing that you can do. Ask for divine protection every single day when you wake up and when you go to sleep, and be specific. Please protect me from any outside interference by the Anunnaki or other beings who are trying to manipulate my subconscious mind and my conscious mind so that my intentions can be realized, guys. It's all about specificity when it comes to asking for help, okay? Wow, I think this is the longest vlog I ever made. And I think I've said everything I want to say. I really hope this helps. This is not about trashing your hopes or saying you've done it wrong. We all don't know what the heck's going on in our world. We've been so badly messed around with and misinformed. So my hope is that I'm giving like nuggets of information that you can really use as tools. And all right, so I better go. Before I go, I'd like to ask Source Creator and the Divine Realm to protect this work, and that it gets out to the people who are especially doing intentioning, and that they understand the core message here, that they're not disheartened by what I've said, and that they learn how to intention more effectively. And thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.